Morning, Dave.
Good morning. How's it going?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Good. I guess it's been a pretty long year. It's almost here.
Exactly. Yeah. Now,
December. Yeah, for
I'd
sure.
like to start by congratulating you and the team for a wonderful November month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, we did pretty good. Yeah.
Exactly. Number one.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah, we got it's a smaller team. Yeah. You
Yes.
compare to some of these other large ones out there, it's always a nice thing when you beat them as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
No, now the aim is to finish strong and be number one in December again. That's what we should focus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've had a good year too. We just got awarded with the executive circle for our team. So
Oh, yes.
yeah, so that was a good one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A wonderful, wonderful year for us, for
Mhm.
Calgary real estate. It's been a busy market
Yeah.
for
I'm sure our brokerage, just in general, everybody's done really well.
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah. How was the last week for real estate for you?
Oh, it was not too bad. Yeah, it's December's typically a little slower, but it doesn't seem to be slowing down
Yeah.
this time around. So yeah, had to do a few sales and new listing actually popping up
Oh,
before
nice.
the new year. I usually like to get them started in January, but yeah, this one we got to get up
Oh,
here
really?
before Christmas. Yeah, so
Oh, wow.
we'll get it going soon.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Where is that? If you can shed a light on that.
It's coming up in Harvest Hills. It's just based on another sale that I had, so we got to put their place up for sale now. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Harvest Hills.
Yeah.
That's going to be a quick sale, I guess.
yeah,
It's a pretty...
definitely in an affordable price range for sure.
Oh, nice, nice,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
perfect.
Mhm.
Oh, myself was busy this weekend. Closed a buyer's deal,
Oh yeah.
and it's gonna be quick possession. It's gonna be on 20th
Oh
of
wow.
December. Yeah,
Mhm.
they're just gonna move in, and so
Yep.
it's a quick one. That's amazing, man. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, sounds like December. Yeah, you never know. We could-
exactly. I've been hearing people talk about how it has slowed down in last few weeks, but doesn't look like for us.
No. No, but
Yeah.
it's nice when you have a little lull from time to time. But
Mhm.
real estate never stops.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Oh, never.
Yeah.
Anything interesting happened to you this week?
Interesting. Probably not outside of the ordinary. No, I can't say anything like that. But other than complexities of real estate deals, like all the regular things. But yeah, how about yourself?
Not really. Not really. Nothing outside the ordinary scope of real estate.
Mhm.
That's some weird thing happens, but nothing to speak about.
Right.
It's just things people do, I guess, in real
Yep.
estate.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So today is our second episode of the podcast series, and I thought we share some of the interesting stories that we have in our pockets with our listeners, viewers. I'm gonna start right off the bat with a quick question for you, Dave.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. What are some of your favorite non-typical home features that you like in a home?
Well, we've seen a lot of properties, and you're always looking for something that seems a little out of the ordinary, right? So
Yeah.
I'd probably say the hidden room. That's a pretty cool feature. Sometimes you got like the little book that you pull, or a hidden panel somewhere, or just
Really?
yeah, you can pull out a few like built-in bookshelves or something, and it's just a hidden room in the back. Some people they go more excessive, so you got like a full bar behind there, or a full little section. It's
Oh,
just
wow.
yeah, just kind of like a fun little entry point. Or some are like safe rooms, or areas to put like valuable safes, like all those sorts of things. So
Okay.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
So I
Nice.
think that's a favorite. And then you always got to like something like a sauna or something like that. That's all built in, so it's kind of like a little mini spa. Most people put that in their basement setup, and
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
have all
Nice.
their venting and everything.
So when people have these panic rooms or safe rooms or a
Mhm.
bar behind a bookshelf or something like that,
Yep.
Do they mention these things in the listing description?
Well, for the most part, yes. Unless it's just only for a safe or whatever, then they'll introduce it to the owner privately, more privately. Just
Yes.
it depends on the individual, right?
That's what I thought. Like
Yeah.
if it's a panic room or a safe room, you
Mhm.
know, people would not want other public to
Yeah.
know that they have a panic or safe room.
That's
you
right.
know?
Yeah, and that's good for the next owner as well. If you're not advertising something
Exactly.
like that.
It's private, right? It's
That's
something
right.
you'd want to keep private
For sure.
for yourself
Mhm.
or for the future owners as well.
That's right.
Yeah. No, perfect. For me, I think a non-typical home feature would a sunroom count.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
sunrooms they're always a nice addition. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Being in Calgary, the sunniest city of Canada, officially,
Mhm.
I like a sunroom. I prefer a sunroom, especially in winters. And my house is backing south. I think I'll prefer a sunroom. That's just my thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me for sure. Yeah,
Exactly.
that is a good one. Yeah, it's definitely nice to have.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
skylights too.
Yeah, skylights. Pluses and minuses of those. You just got to
Mhm.
maintain them, right? So
Exactly,
they don't leak
yeah.
on you, which happens so many times. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Would you prefer a home if it has a skylight in almost every room or
No,
no?
I wouldn't want skylights. I'm not really a fan of that. I'd just rather have big vaulted ceilings, large like windows from
Okay.
floor to ceiling.
Yeah.
You can get all the light naturally that way.
Yeah.
And then you just get more protection because if you're on the roof level, you got like skylights everywhere. That's a lot of maintenance.
That's true.
Ceiling potential for moisture. It's just
Oh,
it's
no.
it's an
Yep.
issue. Inspectors don't even like it. Typically.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, perfect. Moving on to the next question.
Yeah, well, why don't I can go ahead here?
Yeah.
We'll start with you.
Okay.
Can you share a memorable client story that made you laugh or cry or face bomb or something, right? Anything that comes to mind?
For the most part, Dave, I have been blessed with some of the wonderful clients.
That's good.
So they do make me laugh. They never make me cry or face palm. But I would say not my clients, but in open house, I met some potential buyers
Mm-hmm.
that have me going like, oh my god, this open house I was doing, and people came in, two different parties,
Mm-hmm.
and they were just looking at the house, and they were on different floors, and all of a sudden I heard them argue.
Oh.
So I rushed over to the upper level, and I saw them almost fighting
Oh, geez.
in my open house.
Wow.
So I have to be there, and it was just
Unbelievable.
exactly. Yeah, it was not the most happening open house.
Yeah.
Until that point,
Right.
the
So-
first two parties came in and they start
Jeez.
fighting. I'm like, oh, I hope they are fighting for the house. Who's
Yeah.
gonna buy it?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it was a past bidding where they're fighting over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How about you?
Nothing too crazy. Nothing like that. That's for sure. It might be more, I guess, based around a showing that I did with a friend of mine, actually.
Okay.
I happened to know them as well. We were out in the backyard, and just anytime the wind blew just a tiny bit, we'd get this whiff of something, and it was a bad smell, and we just couldn't figure out what it was. So my friend was just sort of walking around the backyard, just sort of out sniffing here, sniffing there, and then he walked around the side of the house where it was just like a little run, just an empty run area, and for some reason he took a big whiff and then just started gagging because I guess it was like a dog bathroom spot that he had hit up there.
Oh,
And he
geez.
basically took the biggest whiff he could at the wrong time. And he was just literally gagging for a good minute. And me and his wife were just sort of laughing. If the neighbors would have saw us
Oh,
laughing on
man.
the deck there, they'd be like, what's going on? Why are these people like having a big fit? So yeah, we think about that,
Oh,
my
man.
friend and I, from time to time, and just, yeah, it's one of those things where you just laugh at it.
Was it a dog house? Like,
No, I think it was just a little dog run area that they had, but they took out the fencing and stuff, but all of the smell and everything was still there.
oh my
So,
god.
yeah, caught him off
Jeez.
guard. Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Jeez. I think I would like to share one more story.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Where it was, I think, this year, I think March, when the snow recently melted. The owners did not pick the dog poop from the backyard.
Oh yes, I've run into that a couple times. The snow cover
Oh,
hides it. The springtime, it's a nightmare.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think it was their first winter here,
Oh, okay.
and they didn't realize that it's not gonna decompose. you know?
Yes. No.
No. So
Not
so
natural
you
that
could
way.
see
Hmm.
millions of
Oh my
poop
God.
in the backyard by their dog.
Wow.
And I honestly, my honest reaction was like, why did not realtor think of this? Like clearing, and you could smell.
Oh, I see.
You
I
could
see.
smell, and the buyer, my client, almost stepped on one,
Right.
right? Because
Yeah.
we didn't know, and there was
Yeah.
like a little bit of snow, and it was not the prettiest backyard,
Right.
but
hmm
we almost stepped on one,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's the another one, I would
Yeah,
say.
it's pretty rare. I've seen that a couple times. I did have one listing. We had to get it cleaned up. They hired a professional to come out and just clear out everything, and yeah, you would have never known afterwards. But still, it's one of those things where you'll just come across it, especially in the wintertime, and they're just really bad for maintenance. And you'll see it in the house too. Typically, it's all a big reflection of the home itself.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, how they have maintained the house.
Yeah.
That's a big reflection. That's so true.
For sure.
Do you mind if I go the next one?
Yeah. Let's do it.
I think I'm gonna do this one. Have you ever listed a house
hmm
or showed a house? I'm gonna add.
Good idea.
So beautiful, so that it matches your style. It matches your dream house so much that you want to buy yourself.
Right. Yeah. I'd say it's come across quite a bit because once in a while, like there's a listing right now that's conditionally sold, obviously to somebody else, but it was so overbuilt. The renovation level was to an extreme level where you just don't see it like this. It's usually a lot of flip projects, lipstick renos. Even if they're a full reno, still the material level that you build with.
Yeah.
It's nothing impressive, right, for these flips that we see. But this homeowner was meticulous. Like they restructured the foundation, dug it
Really?
down, rebuilt like
Oh my
roofing
God.
systems to make it better. Every little part, windowsills with like granite and
Wow.
just like the bathrooms, the kitchen, in-floor heating everywhere. Just it was unbelievable, and there was a lot of mid-century characteristic features also in the property, which made it appealing too.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, that's one of them, and I've seen a lot of houses. The walkout bungalow is obviously an attractive
yes.
home,
Yeah.
but yeah, I've seen one on a ravine. One time, this was in Springbank Hill, just a new
Okay.
area, but yeah, the builder, it was a custom build for sure, but it just every room, every aspect of the house was well thought out.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't just like a cheap build. It was somebody that really wanted to make it for themselves, and they just had good taste in general. So I'm like, wow, like I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind buying this house.
So
Yeah.
where was the first house that you
In
mentioned?
Tuxedo.
In Tuxedo.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on a rare lot, like nice big corner lot. Just even the landscaping, everything is just picturesque. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, we definitely had to get a lot of drone shots and videos and everything for that one.
Just to get show the property
Yeah.
more efficiently.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
well,
that's perfect.
We had a lot of neighbors pop by too. Everybody's like, if that house goes for sale, I'm going to buy it.
Oh.
You get a lot of neighbors saying that sort of
Exactly,
thing. They
yeah.
didn't buy it, but
Yeah.
it was one of those. But
Okay.
one of the people that did happen to know the home and did actually pass by the home quite a few times.
Yeah.
They're the buyer.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Yeah,
Oh.
they didn't live in the area, but they
Oh, okay.
yeah, work
They just
nearby.
drove by
Mhm.
multiple times and they fell in love with the house. And when
Yeah.
it finally come for sale, they contacted you to make it happen.
That's right. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
For
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. You did mention about these new reno projects that people are doing all over Calgary, more
Mhm.
like lipstick reno,
That's right.
right? I think I've seen many of those, where people have painted over the fire alarm, over the switches, light switch.
Oh,
They just,
yeah, that's-
just to make it more uniform, and didn't do a good job.
Yep.
They just painted over everything,
Mhm.
just to and they in the descriptions they say highly renovated house for sale.
Yeah.
And when you go there and you see the kind of reno, it is the lipstick reno that we often mention that.
Yeah. Well, we were just in a really hot market, so literally anybody was going to buy anything, and sometimes sight unseen, right? People
Yes.
from like BC, Ontario, they just see it online. They don't see how poor of a quality the reno is until they get in. They put unconditional offers on it. I'm feeling bad for some of these people that have come across these purchases.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as a seller, I guess they were just buying things up in bad shape, throwing some lipstick over top, flooring, paint, sometimes countertops and appliances and stuff, but not like a full in-depth reno. And then the material level, even if they do replace cabinets and all that, it's just to a lower standard. They'll figure it out once they've lived there for a while, but they definitely pay it a premium.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it happens, right? It's the market.
It's the market.
You just hope for the best. Your plumbing and stuff doesn't start to leak on you later on. And yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about the construction quality in general. I did a possession for my clients just last couple of weeks ago.
Right.
And it's a brand new house. So we went to look at the house. We did an inspection because we knew everything was covered. So we did a post-possession inspection, and the insulation in the attic was missing.
Oh, yeah. That was a new build, you're saying? Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
And I only heard about that until then, but I saw it with my eyes. The insulation is missing in the attic. And my question is like, how does that even happen?
Well,
what do you think?
Yeah, it's, with a builder, sometimes, you obviously want to get an inspection on those ones.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, like sometimes people will just get an inspection even after they take possession of it, because there's new home warranty. And if you catch all these things, that's perfect, right? Sometimes it's just good to get an inspection, just for your due diligence.
Yeah.
Because the builder will have to fix any deficiency that's there. So
exactly.
It's one of those things, but you'd be surprised. There's missing vents. One time a bathtub, drain wasn't hooked up. So the water just literally poured right down to the main level into like
really?
Yeah, into the mudroom. It was like the craziest thing I've seen.
God.
Yeah. That was a friend of mine. They bought, and the inspector, when they were testing the tub, that didn't go too well. Yeah.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Some of these inspectors have some really horrifying stories about houses.
Oh yeah.
Some of them have seen bathtub leaking through the chandelier downstairs.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And they showed me pictures and videos, and I could not believe, like, were the people not taking a shower in the bathtub? Is that the reason? Like, they never find out?
Well, sometimes the tub and the shower being separate, they'll have that tub portion of it, and they never take a bath, right? So maybe something was, one of the seals dried up, or just something had happened, or they just never used it, so the leak had never been detected to begin with.
Exactly.
So that does happen from time to time.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
That's what good thing about an inspection. They basically, push all your systems to the limit, and then test every leak, and then do a thermal scan. So.
Absolutely. Coming back to the question.
Yeah.
For me, for a property that I've seen that I wanted to buy myself.
Yes.
The apartment in Quarry Park.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The penthouse.
Oh, nice.
They were backing west, right? You can see the river, you can see the downtown, beautiful skyline, mountain views. It was like a 2,500 square feet penthouse.
Oh wow, that's
with
huge.
10 feet ceiling, amazing.
Wow.
Oh, I wanted to buy, but it was $1.4 million. So I'm like,
Yeah. Was that this year or last year?
That was last year, 2023. Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's a nice spot over there.
Exactly. Yeah. I think Calgary has some of the hidden spots that are not advertised, very much.
Yeah, or some people just don't know, right? Like there's even, the Westman Village in Mahogany, for example.
Oh.
Yeah, they have just a massive amenities center there, and it's like you're at a resort, essentially. So yeah, they got like the chairman's, steak place, and
Oh yeah,
they got the jazz club there, and yeah, all the like amenities and businesses,
exactly.
just at the base there of some of the condo complexes.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's all walkable. Everything's there. So
Yeah.
it's pretty impressive. It is like a resort. I got to sell one in there, and I was like, man, I should almost buy this thing.
And
It's like kind of the same thing, right?
exactly. And Mahogany has one of those gated communities, right? Inside that little island kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, that's sort of separate from this. Yeah, and then the lake access by itself, that's another aspect. The lake is literally right there by that Westman Village too.
Exactly.
So, it's pretty impressive. I know, definitely. It was kind of surprising. I was expecting it to have more popularity before, but then I think more people realized it, and then that's when it boomed. With our last 3-4 years here.
Exactly.
Obviously, prices escalated and everything went up. So
Yes. No, definitely. How many buyers you would say you have represented this year?
I'd probably have to do a count. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Just give me a rough number.
It could be over between 20 to 30, I guess.
20, 30 buyers?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think.
That's a good number.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good number.
Yeah, I kind of lose track. I got a rough number, but I did a lot of listings as well. Probably more listings this year than buyers.
Oh,
overall.
amazing. This was a listing year.
Yeah.
It was good to have a listing
Absolutely.
this year.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Like you probably have met a lot of leads as well. What do you think is the most underrated or overrated features people as a buyer like in
like
the house?
In terms of the home itself?
Yes.
I'd probably say paint is a little overrated. Some people make a big deal of the colors throughout the home. I think you just got to look at everything else. Like look at your layout, look at the setup, and the paint can be changed. That's not a hard thing. You'd be surprised what just paint some walls a light color all throughout, and all of a sudden you got a completely different environment, right? So I think they just make a big deal over that. I'm sure you probably even had some buyers like, I don't like this place, and it's just the vibe of the paint color, right? Like really, that was the end of it. But you just have to look at the rest. But it's hard for people to see past that. But I think once they have enough experience, they get that.
Exactly. I think the first time home buyers, when they look at houses, they usually look at the paint, the color of the paint. And I think it's a good point to make, just to tell them that this is changeable. You can change the color of the paint at any point while you are there. But you should be focusing on more important aspects of the property, like location.
Yep.
Right?
Oh, for sure. That's another, it is the biggest thing in real estate. Location, right?
Exactly.
So that's what they always say, but it's still underrated. You'd be surprised. People just see a price or something they're so attracted to, and then it backs onto like Glenmore Trail or something crazy. It's just like, you don't want to be buying that one because you're going to have to discount it later when you sell it.
Exactly.
So, and if you're in a hot market, great, you have a higher chance, but just imagine you're in a balanced or a lower market.
Yeah.
You're going to really have to discount that thing to make it happen, or you're going to have to renovate it to make it look spectacular.
Exactly.
And, but still,
I
take
think
a bit of a hit on it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you just have to be careful. But
especially Glenmore, something like Glenmore, right?
Yeah.
It's so busy throughout the day and night.
Yep. Deerfoot or just Stony Trail or backing on anything there. Summertime, you get the bikes going by. So it's like super loud, big semi trucks. It's just,
Exactly. I once showed a house in Lake Mackenzie. And Mackenzie Lake. And it was backing onto Stony, that little, just one part of, and it was so noisy.
Yeah.
And that thing is far from the house because there is a ditch there, a green walking path, all that stuff. And it was far, but still you can hear the noise, the traffic noise inside the house.
Yeah, I was going to ask. Yeah. It's always pretty crazy. And you hope you have AC, but still the bedrooms are always the highest too. And they get the worst of the noise as it carries up. Yeah. But another, I guess, underrated aspect of a home, I'd probably say backyards. Especially through COVID. Since then, backyard popularity has definitely picked up.
Exactly.
It was underrated a lot before, but that's been changing over time, where you can actually have like a new deck, stamped concrete patio, nice landscaping,
Yeah.
gazebos and like all the other things just for like hangout spots outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's becoming more and more popular. I've even seen the outdoor offices and just other cool
Oh,
aspects
really?
that people have built. Yeah, a friend of mine built himself like an outdoor office space. It's kind of like a shed, but not. It's
Oh,
like actually
really?
a really nice setup. He even
That's
had a
nice.
he even had a podcast set up in there as well. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, yeah. No, it's a yeah. So it's a backyard,
So like a
definitely underrated.
so like a he has a like a tool shed in the
It almost looks like that, but it's
Okay.
got like a window. It's like a little mini house, but it's like it's all drywalled, clean inside. Looks like it's just like a
Ah,
room, but he set it up for himself. So it's like a separation from the house completely. So
okay.
you get a little peace and quiet out there as well. You know, in case you had kids or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is it like heated as well?
Yeah, it's heated. Yeah,
Oh, wow. That's
Mhm.
crazy.
for sure.
Oh, is it on RPR?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's on the
Okay.
real property for sure. Yeah, has to be.
Has to be.
Yeah, it's like anything. It's like a fixed shed. I think you put it on little concrete slab.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. No, I think you are absolutely right. The most overrated would be the paint for me as well. You
Mhm,
know,
mhm.
but I would like to add that some of my clients uh get turned off by the choice of furniture
Mhm.
the seller has.
Yeah.
And I always tell them the house is not coming with the furniture.
Right.
So
Right.
don't think
Hmm.
about the furniture at all. You know,
Mhm.
it will be your house. It will be your furniture. It will be your color of your choice of color sofa, and you can do whatever you want, however you want to design. So I have to educate them on that. Like even if it's not looking good with their furniture, just try to imagine. You have to use your little bit of imagination. I think people lose on some of these great properties just because they don't tend to see uh, you know uh, through the furniture or the
Or the
paint
staging aspect
yeah,
of it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think for me as well, the most underrated one would be the location.
Right.
Some
Mhm.
of the houses are backing onto ravine or
Mhm.
walking paths and no neighbors behind. I like those kind of things.
For sure. Mhm.
And people tend to move away from these properties just because they don't have paint,
Right.
their choice of paint. So I'm like, we should reconsider our options, on
Mhm.
what we want to in a house. I mean, this is a good property. This could be a good property for you guys,
Yep. Good.
Yeah. These are most underrated or overrated features.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what about like weird lead situations? Have you come across some of those? Like anything we haven't discussed?
I would say we had a lead that you gave me.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will share that. So
Okay.
she I don't know if she was interested in buying the house,
Mm-hmm.
but she was definitely interested in me investing in crypto.
Ah, right.
She pushed me, to invest in
Hmm.
crypto, and I thought that's a scam. That's definitely looks like a scam from my point.
Well, no, for sure. She
Yeah.
probably set out inquiries to every single realtor out there
Exactly.
just to try and get more business. Like, yeah,
Yes.
we get that sort of lead
Yeah.
thing that we you call back and all of a sudden they're trying to sell you something. You're like, oh, great, not this again. But you know what? We could have made a lot of money if we bought cryptocurrency. It just doubled.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I
Should
guess
should have listened to her instead.
I know exactly. What were we thinking?
How was your experience with leads?
I don't think I've come across too many weird ones. Maybe a few kind of scammy types. This is like probably in the first year of my career. I remember coming across a few characters that just didn't seem right, asking the wrong questions. Like there was one lead that I showed one of my luxury properties, but they seemed a little suspicious in their looking around the house a little bit too carefully. So I had to get them out pretty quick. Like
Oh, really?
it's like they popped into the closet. It's almost like they were looking for like a safe or whatever. Like I could see, I stepped out of the room, but I stepped back in. I give them a tiny bit of privacy, but then I pop in just in case to surprise them in case they're doing anything, suspicious.
Oh, unethical.
Yeah. So yeah, they were looking behind clothes, like as if they're looking for a safe or something. And I'm like, oh no, I'm like, let's get out of here. Kind of
Okay.
thing. So yeah, got him out pretty quick. Yeah.
Oh,
I
wow.
had his number too, so I checked in with him later just to give him a surprise call. Hey, what do
Yeah.
you think of the property? What? I wasn't looking at real estate. I'm like, yeah, I bet you weren't. Like it was one of
Oh,
those things. So it just, clarified the whole thing. So I'm glad I had his number, picture, like literally everything, just in case something ever came up.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people don't realize that there is a lot of danger as well involved
Oh,
in,
for
in
sure.
this lead generation. You have to be
Absolutely.
very careful
Mhm.
on who you're talking to, what kind of information you're providing about
sure.
yourself,
Mhm.
about your clients or a specific house. You have
That's
to be
right.
very careful. And we have heard horror stories now and in the past that somebody got really injured by these what do we call unqualified leads.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Let's call them unqualified leads. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now moving on, we do see a lot of this strange things in our industry. What do you think a client has asked you to write in an offer that's you think, oh, this is just or you have experienced anything similar to that?
Yeah, just something odd or at a place. Well,
Ex-
probably wasn't anything for me in particular, but I did have another friend that had a listing,
Okay.
and beautifully staged, set up, family home, dog, like all the rest, right?
Okay.
And what ended up happening was they received an offer from this buyer, and this buyer loved their lifestyle so much they asked for pretty much everything in the house. And the big part was they threw the dog into the offer.
Wait.
So, yeah. Yeah.
So the buyer wanted seller's dog. Is that what you're telling me?
That's right. It's like asking for a child from some people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm a dog owner, so I get it. I'm like, someone threw that in. I'm like, all right, I'm see you later.
Yeah.
Like, that's not happening. So
And I cannot imagine the buying realtor following up on that.
yeah, I don't know that side of the story as much, but I could only imagine they're probably a little embarrassed themselves to be asking. But
Oh, wow.
yeah, that was probably the more extreme case that I've heard in terms of offers, and yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Mhm.
Asking for a dog, a
Yeah.
seller's dog, a
Oh.
dog that's not yours.
Well, no, exactly. Yeah.
That's exactly right. It's like asking for your child.
Oh, for sure. Hmm.
But I have heard a story where it was a acreage. There was an acreage for sale, and they have a dog. And the buying realtor or the buying side did ask for the dog.
Oh, no way.
Sellers gave it away.
No, wow.
That's
Crazy.
I think that's
so
even
that has
more
happened.
disturbing,
Yeah, no kidding. Wow.
right?
Yeah.
If you think about it,
Yeah.
that is more disturbing than, oh my god. Yes.
Yeah. Dog comes home. It's like, why are there new people living in my house?
If I was that dog, I would be start attacking people right away.
Yeah, it's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm abandoned.
Yeah. Have you ever been part of a real estate deal that almost fell apart at the last minute?
Yeah, I did have to save one deal in particular.
Yeah.
It was a scenario where the other buying realtor and their client had waived conditions. They had supposedly had their financing done, inspection was completed, everything was done there.
Okay.
So they waived, but they actually didn't have their financial approval completed yet.
Oh wow.
And then it was rejected.
So they took a chance.
Yeah, took a chance.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know what the last stage was, but for some reason it was rejected. Maybe they found something out. I don't know the reasoning for it. And then they're trying to get their deposit back afterwards. Listing client didn't want to give the deposit because condition was waived and it's all locked in now. So that part probably helped, motivate, or obviously the buyer, that was like a big chunk of their money for their down payment and everything as well. But the other realtor just never heard from them after that. It's like they weren't putting any effort in to try and salvage or fix it, just trying to get the money back, and that was it. That was the main focus. But the mortgage broker on the other end ended up calling me. I think they just needed more information, but I don't think there was enough detail submitted for the offer. So I provided them with some extra information,
Yeah.
helped, assisted, gave some creative ideas on the financing aspect of it. And boom, we were able to get that financing part reversed and approved.
So you finally closed.
Yeah. So it did.
Oh
Well,
man.
it was supposed to be all closed and ready to go, but yeah, we were able to get that done, and then obviously the buyer was happy after that happened. But the realtor finally called me, said, "Oh yeah, looks like we got it to go." I'm
So
like,
so
"Yeah."
he had no clue that you are working with the mortgage broker to get the deal done.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you obviously don't want to step over any lines,
Yes,
but it
yeah.
was just more assisting, providing some insights.
Yeah.
This is what you could do to get this to close, and they got it done. So,
Ah,
but yeah, that was the closest one where could have fallen through and not closed because they didn't have any funding.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hmm.
The whole last couple of years has been crazy in real estate, right? The bidding war, the unconditional offers, and so much drama around the unconditional offers, what that meant.
Right.
Like a lot of realtors, I would say, did not fully understand that the concept of unconditional offer. Like they submit an unconditional offer and then they try to weasel out of it later on
Right.
after it got accepted and everything,
Mhm.
right? You have been part of that craziness,
Me submitting it like an unconditional
or
or
just
receiving?
the bidding war in
Oh
general?
yeah. It was pretty much for the last 3 years. A majority of my listings were bidding war.
Oh wow.
Worthy kind of things. So, but it came down to a lot of the marketing aspect, the way that you set it up. You can do your coming soon a few days before. You got your pre-advertising. You got your listing coming up towards the end of the week. You do your first open house. Don't look at offers until Sunday evening, or you kind of create a strategy around that to help your listing clients out, and then you'll end up with a good chunk of offers. All dependent on price point, but even the stuff 1 to 2 million, there's bidding wars at that level as well.
Really?
Yeah, this year I had 2, around the 1.5 range, and
Wow.
one of them was quite extreme. 5 offers. 3 of the 5 were unconditional.
Oh really?
Yeah. So you
Jeez.
get that every once in a while. It was a little quieter around the time, but sometimes if you have a unique property, it will definitely,
Yes,
attract
exactly.
a lot of interest for sure. But yeah,
Absolutely.
all the previous years, it's just been pretty crazy. But on the buying side, you just had to be patient if you didn't want to get into that big mess of things.
Yeah.
Because once in a while, everybody's going to be distracted by property number 1 or 2 on their list, and then they'll forget about property number 3. So you basically know that you're not going to be able to get some of these crazy properties because there's going to be way too many unconditionals.
Yeah.
Your client wants to have finance condition, they want inspection condition, so you have to work with that. So then you have to tell them, well, we're not going to be able to go out of these, go and get these 10s out of 10s.
Yeah.
But hey, we might be able to get an 8 out of 10. You have to do like a paint job or something like that
Exactly.
to get it. So we just went and attacked from that angle. Everybody else was bidding on the other ones, so you go and you bid at the same time at these other listings.
Oh, that nobody's paying attention to. Right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's right. Or once in a while you bid, but you only got like one other competitor, and depending on who they are, you might know their strategies and their methods as well. So then you might have an advantage over them making an offer.
Exactly.
Yeah. But unconditionals, I had done a few, but they're very select. I guess they're different scenarios. Like if it was like a reno project, for example, of course you just like throw it down because you're going to tear the place apart and basically do a full reno on it. One of those, or, like a new property where you can kind of do your, mini inspection of the place, bring your thermal camera, check it out, do some inspection bits.
Yeah.
It's not a full, like legitimate inspection, but at least you can do a visual, just go through the detail with the client, and then, make a decision from there. And then, you obviously still have risk associated with that, but
absolutely.
yeah, you just kind of go through that with your client and make sure they're 100% okay with that. And just go ahead with it.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Being in this market, a seller's market, 110% seller's market.
Right.
Last couple of years, or even 3. Last 3 years have been very competitive for realtors. Things have changed a tiny bit. Do you agree? And
Oh,
in
yeah.
terms of seller's market.
Yeah, in terms of it balancing out, or
Yes.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah. We had some rate drops happen, so sometimes people wait for those and just see what happens. Like we had a bit of a pause. It was like a slight pause, but it was a good time to be buying because then everybody else, there was less competition. It was kind of nice.
Yeah.
You get your buyers into properties without having to worry about too many bidding wars, we'll say.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it was actually pretty decent. And then we're having another rate drop, plus December is usually a little slower anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Inventory might be a little lower, less properties available, so lower quality inventory, but then you'd be able to, if there's something that's there, you'd be able to attack it without getting, too much of a hassle of a bidding war.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's good.
Definitely.
It can be a good time to buy for sure. And because of that rate drop that's probably going to happen, we're probably going to see a spike come the end of January, end of December, beginning of January.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's leading into the typical trend that we see every year where, January, February, March, we see that, gradual increase in inventory, but
exactly.
it's so low that buyers, the type A personalities, everybody's coming out, they're shopping, they're buying, they're paying a premium, and you do get those bidding wars happening in any market right at the beginning of the year.
Oh, wow. No, that's definitely true that we are in kind of a traditional slowdown just because of the holidays and the stuff. But the weather has been very kind.
That's true.
To us this winter. We had snow earlier in November, but now sometimes it's hitting in positive single digit.
That's right.
And I think it's a very good time to buy, especially if you're serious about buying,
Yeah, I'd probably have to say, definitely yes. This is where investors usually swoop in December's.
Okay.
Yeah. December. It's one of those times where, again, it's the inventory quality is not quite there, but more people that have to sell their homes will. You don't typically get as much as you think your property's worth in December, say, versus January, February. Like I've even picked up listings that couldn't sell the previous year. So, October, November, December, throw them up on the market for even higher than what they were listed before, and you're able to sell them. It's just all about the timing. That was probably more in like a balanced setting, but even in this hotter landscape, I think that's going to be the case too.
Okay. I have noticed that especially the apartment segment in last couple of weeks or months have slowed down because of influx of listings that we had.
Right.
And many of them were like newly built apartments that people have purchased through builder a couple of years ago or 3 years ago, and now they have been struggling to sell.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that. They've paid a premium to get new, and then they're trying to like offset, make a little bit of money. That's kind of like one of those hot market things. People just throw a bunch of money into new developments and hope that they, appreciate over time, make a little bit of money. I guess with the apartments, it's a little tougher with that segment. Townhomes, houses, those things definitely you can benefit. But I guess with all the builder constraints and stuff too, it was a bit trickier to pull off those strategies.
Exactly.
I think they're the riskiest out of all, but yeah, if the market's just not going anywhere but up, then, you can definitely, make some money off of that.
Yeah. My clients have asked me like when the builders were selling these apartments, and this is just my personal take on that. Back then, 2 years ago, when builders were selling apartments for $400,000, the price for a similar unit for a resale apartment was $300,000. So there was a $100,000 gap.
Wow, that's a big premium.
Exactly. I told my clients back then, and I think I have saved them some money by saying that people have bought those apartments at future prices or a premium price, like you said, and the apartments really took a very small hit, in terms of not selling. I have done some sales in apartment recently for my clients, but we got those apartments less than what the original owners paid for.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's definitely a change in the apartment segment.
Nope, that's absolutely right. Yeah, I was helping out another friend. They just bought one as well.
Okay.
We're taking possession this month, and yeah, we were able to get it. I think it was 45,000 less than what they had purchased it for.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, that was years ago, right? They just
Yeah.
bought a bunch, and
Okay.
yeah, it was like you were saying, it's like a future price.
Yeah.
Yeah, but great building, great everything. It's just unfortunate time. Everything sort of worked to my buyer's advantage.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. What are your thoughts of short-term rental, Airbnb, especially in downtown apartments? Only a few buildings allow that, right?
Well, yeah, it just depends, and it can change too. It depends.
Exactly.
Yeah, it depends on bylaws and
Yeah.
owners. They can pretty much just up and snap. All of a sudden, boom, you got a bylaw saying, "So sorry, we don't allow short-term rentals anymore." They can be problematic. I guess it's just like renting and all the rest. But I'd say the short-term rentals are probably the most problematic for people not really respecting the place. Noise complaints.
Yes.
Damaging things, using elevators, like all those
Yeah.
sorts of things, right? So it just opens the door to more issues.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's why they don't like them. Hey, great investment idea. An area like Canmore, for example, they got specific zoning all around that.
Yeah.
Our friend at the office,
Yes.
he'll definitely know a lot more about the specifics of what's available and what's not. But yeah, Calgary's not really set up for that. But maybe if you set it up in a certain area, like I don't know if Westman Village would be a little bit more open to things like that being the type of
Okay.
resort
Yes.
like
Yeah.
complexes that they have there. They got
Exactly.
rentals, they got ownership, they got age restricted stuff. It's just a big mix, but it might fit certain complexes. But I've even seen a complex, I think it was at the Guardian, and I know they had a north and a south tower, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one of the towers allowed short term and the other didn't. They actually have 3 separate boards. They even have boards, like a board for their parkade. So they called it a tri-board. I don't know if
Really?
that's still the setup that they have now, probably, but yeah, it was interesting where only one tower even allowed, the short-term rentals where the other one didn't, but it's sort of all part of the same thing. So it's
Wow,
just a
that's
big mix.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Talking about real estate in general, not just Calgary. If you could go and sell real estate in any other part of the world, which one would you choose? Country, city, something like that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or would you like be just in Calgary?
Yeah, I don't mind it here. Maybe another Canadian city,
Okay.
perhaps. I don't like to watch any of those reality TV shows for real estate as much. It's just too close to home kind of thing. But I do like the international aspects because you get to see a lot more
That's
different
true.
types of properties,
Yep.
and that's probably a little more interesting. So if I did choose something, it might be, let's just say, somewhere over in Europe.
Yep.
Get to pick a different spot. It's probably going to be a lot different over there. Different set of rules, different set of everything,
Yes.
lifestyle,
Yeah.
all the rest. But yeah, I'd probably pick a different country altogether.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
How would you?
If I have to set up my shop somewhere else, I would choose New York.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Hustle and bustle.
yeah,
A lot of competition.
a lot of competition. I like that.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
like a lot of competition. I don't know it. I'm just confident enough that
Mhm.
I'll go and do a good job there as well.
Right.
know?
Right.
I'm a quick learner, so
For sure.
I go and read the situation very well everywhere I go, and I think I'll be a good fit in New York. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. That would be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I love
Quite a different lifestyle change.
exactly. I would love to sell those $200 million penthouses up there
Right.
instead
Yeah.
of $1 million one in Calgary. I would
Yeah.
love that.
That's
But,
true. That's true. A lot different of a level there. That's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Different life and everything.
Yeah, man. No, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Mm.
You got plans for coming holidays?
Yeah. Usually travel back to BC, hang out there for a little bit with family, and
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
do
nice.
that. And can't really complain. Mountains, all the rest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mountains,
Mhm.
man. I love mountains.
For sure.
That's the I think reason I moved to Calgary from Regina.
Right.
I'm like, that's the closest place to Regina that you travel to to shop or to spend time like in holidays. So I'm like, why don't just I move here
Yeah.
so I can spend holidays at an even better place.
Yeah, exactly. Got mountains and everything an hour away pretty much. And
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's
all there.
perfect. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I think that kind of covers it. So yeah. No, that's
perfect.
Good times.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
What's the plan for coming weeks for regarding your business in real estate?
Probably just setting up more listings, getting preparation done. The prep work's pretty important, so I usually spend a lot of time doing that in December. Also, I do like to spend a lot of time with my clients in December as well. Just everything that they've done, to show my appreciation for, working with me. And that I kind of like that. It's my favorite month of the year kind of thing. So it's like one of those things, you get gifts for your clients and just like all the fun stuff. So
yeah. That's what I'm going to do actually today.
Perfect.
I'm going out to buy presents and gifts for my clients.
Good.
And just a week before the holidays, I'm going to go out and, wish them holidays and deliver gifts. And, that gives us a chance to come face to face with their clients and, show appreciation. I think that meant a lot to my clients. I've been doing for last 2 Christmases. That's what I've been a realtor for.
Yeah, exactly. No,
and,
it's
clients appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Even for myself, I like to go back to my clients and see how the house is treating them, or do they have any questions about the property, about the real estate to me. I think that's a perfect opportunity for us to connect back to our clients.
For sure.
Yeah. Perfect.
Can't disagree at all.
Exactly.
Right on.
Any other comments?
No. I think we covered it all. And
okay.
Yeah. No, this is great.
Yeah.
We'll have to do this again next week. And
exactly. Yeah.
It'd be exciting to see what kind of information we have coming up. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, please keep watching our podcast, and we'll be back next week, me and Dave, and we're going to bring some more funny moments with some filled with information. Okay.
Yeah,
thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Dave.
All right.
I appreciate it.
For sure.
Yeah.